everyone, welcome back to Pepcoding. The question which we will solve today is called bus routes. We will first understand the question and then we will move on to the solution. So what we have been told to do in this case is that we have an array called routes. In this array, I am saying that I have indexes representing bus numbers to distinguish. We have bus number and bus stop number. Okay, so bus number is the index of the array and bus stop numbers are the elements which are present on the index of the array. So roots of 0 has 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3 are my stop numbers and 0 is my bus number. Okay, what we need to do is that using this array, I need to find out the minimum number of buses which I will use to go from my source to a target or a destination which has been given to me. Okay, so let's suppose my source is 0 or my source is 1 and my target is 7. So when I move over here, this is bus 1 and bus 2, like numbers. So I'll take 2 buses from here. From here also I'll use 2 buses. So the minimum number of buses which I require to be able to go from my target, from my source to my target will be 2. Okay, so this is what we need to work with. Now what is happening is that obviously for doing this, to be able to find out how many buses we will use, we need BFS. But in this case, we will use modified BFS. Let's see why and how. If we had to figure out the number of edges or the number of bus stops I have before reaching from source to destination, I would use normal BFS. This is 1 distance away, 2 distance away, 3 distance away and 4 distance away. So in this case, from source to destination, I would have been 4 distance away. But now in this case, we are asking for the minimum number of buses which we require. Okay, so what we have been told is, using bus number 0, to go from 1 to 2 also my cost is 1. To go from 1 to 3 also my cost is 1. So in this case, my BFS will be a little modified or a little bit different. Okay, so now how we will work with this? Let's figure out. I am saying that I will take a hash map. Okay, so I am working with a hash map. And in this hash map, I am taking an integer value. This integer value will signify my bus stops. And I have an array list which will signify my bus number. Okay, so going from bus stop number 1, I use bus number 0. For bus stop number 2 also I use bus number 0. For bus stop number 3 also I use bus number 0. Then over here, bus stop number 1 also uses bus number 1. Then bus stop number 4 uses bus number 1. Bus stop 5, bus number 1. Bus stop 5, bus number 2. Bus stop 8, bus number 2. Bus stop 7, bus number 2. Bus stop 3, bus number 3. Bus stop 6, bus number 3. And bus stop 7, bus number. Okay, so here we have already created my hash map. Now how will we perform BFS? Okay, so obviously since we are performing BFS, we would need a queue. So we will create a queue over here. We have a queue. Okay, and we need to maintain 2 visited arrays. One will be for my bus number and one will be for my bus stop number. Okay, so when I work with my bus number, and when I work with my bus stop number, see, the visited array for bus stop number is very necessary, since we need to know which bus stops I have already visited so that I don't go back to them. But in case of bus numbers, we are not required, or it is not necessary for us to use a visited array, but we are using it because we need to save time, or so that we can just improve our time complexity a little. How will my time complexity be improved? See, when I'll visit all the bus stops for bus number 0, 1, 2, and 3, they will be marked in the visited array. So if I come back to bus number 0, I will know when I'll come to bus stop number 1, 2, and 3, I will know that they have been visited, so I will not work for them. But just to save a little bit of time, I am using a visited array for bus numbers also. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now see, the first thing I'll do is, let's say my source is 1 and my destination is 7. Okay, so if I want to go from 1 to 7, I'll work in levels. First, I will have level number 0. Okay, so for level number 0, I am checking the source first. So I'll put my bus stop number 1 in my queue and my bus stop number visited array. So when I remove 1, I'll check that the array list which is corresponding to bus stop number 1 is 0 and 1. So for 0, my array contains 2 and 3. Okay, and for bus number 1, my array contains 4 and 5. Okay, so I have checked for bus number 0 also, and I have checked for bus number 1 also. So they will be put in the bus number visited array. Now we will be done with level number 0. So we need to update the level to level number 1. Okay, so when I'm working with level number 1, I will remove bus number 2. When I remove bus number 2, I'll find out that the corresponding array list will be 0 only. But 0 has already been visited. So we will remove this. We will not work with it. Then I'll remove 3. I will have the corresponding array list as 0 and 3. So 0 has already been visited, but 3 hasn't. So in bus number 3, I have 3, 6 and 7. Okay, so 3 was already here. Now the next ones I have to put are 6 and 7. Okay, then I will put bus number 3 over here. And I have visited bus stop number 2 and 3 also. So I will put them in the visited array. Then I will go to bus stop number 4. I will remove 4 from here. For 4, I have the array list with 1. Okay, 1 has already been visited, so we will not do anything. Then I will remove bus stop number 5. For 5, I have 1 and 2. So for 2, I have 5 which has already been visited, 8 and 7. So 8 I'll put here, 7 is already present. Okay, and 4 and 5 have been visited, so we will put them over here. Now we are done with level number 1. Okay, so one distance away have been covered. Now I'll move on to level number 2. Okay, so when I'll work with level number 2, first thing which I'll see is which buses. Okay, over here I've already also worked for bus number 2, so that is also done. Now see, I'll work with 6. Okay, so for 6, we have 3. 3 is also already visited, right? Then we will come to 7. I'll remove 7 from here. 7 is now my destination. So when I reach my destination, I will print out my level number, and that is how many minimum number of buses which I'll require to go from my source to my destination. Okay, so this is how I will work with my code over here also. Okay, so we will keep on checking what we are doing, and then we will also do a dry run. I hope you understood this part. If not, you can please rewind and look to it again and then head over to the coding part. And please try doing the coding on your own first and then refer the video. Okay. Okay, so over here, the first thing which I need to do, I am just finding out the length of my array which has been given to me, which is the roots array. So I am going to save roots.length in n. Okay, next I need to create a hash map. My hash map was of the types integer and array list of integer, right? Let's say that I am giving it the name map only, and we'll create the new map, new hash map. Okay. The next thing which I need to do is that I am taking the bus stop number and the bus number in my hash map. So what I'll do is that I'll take a loop for int I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. The other will be for int j equals 0, j is less than roots of I dot length j plus plus. So I'm moving in my roots array. Okay. So from the roots array, what was my bus stop number? The bus stop number was present on the I comma jth position of the array. So my int bus stop will be equal to roots of I comma j. Okay. Next I need to find out my bus number, and for the bus number I was creating an array list. So I'll create an array list of the type integer. Okay, and it will be called bus number, and in this bus number, for this I will check whether this bus number is already present in my hash map or not. So what I'll do is that I'll check if map dot get or default. We have a function present in hash map which is known as get or default. What this function does for us is it will check whether a certain key is already present in the hash map or not. If it is present, it will return a certain value which I'll assign to it. If it is not present, it will give me a default value which I'll assign to it. So I'm asking whether it contains the bus stop which I just found out, okay, which I just found from here. If it already contains the bus stop, then it will return the value to me, okay. If not, then I'll ask it to return a default value, which I am saying is the new array list, okay. So either it already contains an array list for a certain bus stop. If not, it will return a new array list to me. Okay. Next thing I am doing is that to bus number to this array list, I am going to add I. Now why did I do this? See, when I was working over here, I saw that over here when I was working with bus number array list, I was adding the index to it, right? My index are representing my bus number. So for any bus stop number, when I'm working with it to my array list, to the corresponding array list, I will add the indexes, right? So that is why to the array list bus numbers, I added I. Okay. And the next thing which I'll do is that in the map, I'll put the bus stop and along with it the new bus numbers also. So I'll put my bus stop. Let me check if the spelling is right. Okay. So the bus stop and the bus number. Okay. So we are done with this part. Now, the next thing which we discussed was that we needed a queue, a visited and two visited arrays, right? So we first need a queue. So we will create linked list of integer type, which will be my queue. Okay. So new linked list. Okay. And I'll also find out two visited arrays. So I'll create two hash sets. So hash set of the type integer, which will be, one will be for the bus stop. So it will be bus stop visited. Okay. And this will create my new hash set. Then I'll create a hash set for bus number. So this will be of integer type and it will be bus number visited. Okay. New hash set. Alright. Now the next thing which I need to do is that to the queue, we were adding my source to the queue as well as to the bus stop visited array, right? So to the queue, I'll add my source and I'll also add my source to the bus stop visited array. So bus stop visited, to this I'll add my source. Okay. And I also need to take the levels because the level was what in the end will tell me the minimum number of buses which I required. So I have an int level which I'll assign as 0 in the starting. Okay. Now I need to work in the queue. So the first condition which we will work with is till queue dot size is greater than 0. Obviously we'll only work till then, right? Then the next thing which I'm doing is first I need to find out the size only. So I'll find out q dot size. Okay. And I will work till size minus minus is coming out to be greater than 0. Okay. We could either have done the decrement part within the loop of while. I did it over here. It doesn't matter since it is post decrement only. Okay. Okay. So now I will find out the bus stop. Like I will remove one from the queue. So I will remove from the queue. So queue dot remove first. Okay. So it has been now removed. Now I will check whether this value is equal to my target. So if I have reached my target, I will simply return my level. Okay. So return level. Otherwise, if this is not true, what we will do, we will find out and we will create another array list for the buses. Okay. Why am I creating this array list for the buses? You will just know. I am creating an array list of integer. Okay. And I am giving it the name buses. Now this array list I am getting from the hash map. So I think now you know why I am creating the array list buses. I am getting this array list for the key which I have found out rim, the bus stop number which I have just removed from the queue. The array list corresponding to it will be saved in this array list known as buses. So here I'll get map.get for the key rem. Okay. Then I'll move within this using for each loop. So for int bus, we are moving within the array list buses. Okay. If we already have this bus number or the bus stop within the hash map, if bus number visited dot contains my bus, we created a hash set, right? For the hash set, we are checking whether this bus number is visited or not. So if it is already visited, we will not go there. We will simply continue. So we are checking within the hash set, which I created as bus number visited, whether it is already present. So if it is already present, you will simply continue. Okay. Then we will move ahead. So now the next thing which we need to check is whether a bus stop is already present, right? So what I am going to do is now I will create an array. Okay. And I will get this array from roots of bus. Okay, so from that position, here our bus number will tell us which bus we are checking for, and within that we will take out all the bus stop numbers which are present over there. So from roots of bus I will get my array. Okay, and we will move this array, and each part will show me a bus stop number. So for int stop, and we are moving in the array. Okay, if now we will check for the hash set bus stop visited. So if bus stop visited dot contains my stop, what will I do? I will simply continue, right? So we will put continue over. Okay, after that, when I'm done with this part, the next thing which I need to do is that to the queue, I'll add from the back queue dot add last, I will add my stop. Okay, if the stop is not already present in my queue, or if it is not present in the hash set, then I need to put it in the queue, right? And I will also put it in the visited array. So bus stop visited dot add the stop. After we will be done with all the bus stops for a particular bus, I will then add my bus to my bus number visited hash. So bus number visited dot add the bus. Okay, so till this we have done. Now we will move ahead. Now after this, what I am doing is that when I will be done with one level, right, I need to move on to the next level. So I will exit this and I will increase the level by 1. Okay, now if after completing all of this also, if my size of the queue becomes 0, and then also I'm not able to return any level, I will simply return -1, right? So now we have completed the code. Now let's try to run this code. So over here, I'll just bring this down. We'll run this. Okay, so we got an error. We could not find over here. Let's see what was my line number. We have line number 48. Okay. Okay, we need to do bus dot add. Now let's try to run this. Then it is not able to find out the method contains. Okay. There are spelling mistakes in the code. And we've got the answer, so we'll submit this. And it is correct. So we'll try to do a dry run of this question now. Okay. Okay, so taking the entire thing to the board will be a little difficult. We will just take it in parts. Okay. The first thing which I am doing is I'll take this part. Take this part first. Okay. Take this over here. And I also need the rest of it. Alright, so we will take this. So first we will do this much only, then we will head over to this part. Alright, so the first thing which we are doing over here is that we are checking for int I is equal to 0 and we are going till I is less than n. And we are going for j equals to 0 till j is less than roots of I dot length. Okay, I don't think this is visible to you right now. So I'll try to make it visible first. Okay, so I hope this is visible now. It is a little better. Alright. What we are doing is, I am taking int bus stops from roots of ij. Okay. So first thing I picked up was 1. Okay. So when I got 1, 2, 3, this way we will keep on moving. First thing I got was bus stop to be 1. I created an array list bus number. I'm checking whether I already have bus stop 1 in my hash map or not. If I don't have it already, I will return my default value, which is a new array list. Okay, so in this case, I'll create a new array list, and to this bus number array list, I will add I. So here I was 0, I added 0 over here. Okay, and I put the value bus stop, the key bus stop and its value bus number to my hash map. Then j incremented and became 1. Now I have 2 over here. Okay, so we have bus stop as roots of 0, 2, which is 2. Okay, so for this also it will check. If it is not already present, it will create a new array list, and to this we will add 0. So this way it will keep on working. This part was only for us to create our hash map. So I hope you understand that. Now we will work with the main code, which is over here. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Now we have this code. Okay. So we are working with a queue. Okay, we created a queue and we are working with this queue, and we also created our hash map and hash set. Alright. So I'll just bring them over here. I have 2 hash sets for bus number and for bus stop number. And I have my queue. Okay, so I'll just create a queue right now. Let's say my queue is somewhat like this. We'll not do the complete run since we already did it, but I'll start working with it for some of the values. So first we have level 0. Okay, so I started with level 0. Alright, and to the queue I had already added my source, and I already also added to the hash set bus stop number visited. Okay, now the size of queue is not 0, so I find out the size. The size of the queue is 1 right now. So I'll check whether size is 0. It is not. So I find out remainder. I'll remove 1 from here. I remove 1 from the queue, and I will check whether this is my target. It is not. So I create an array list buses, and I get this array list from my hash map. So I'll get this array list. Okay, and I'll move in this array list. So for this array list, I'll check whether it already contains the bus. If it already contains the bus, that is this hash set. If it already contains 0, then I will not do anything. Okay, I will simply continue. Otherwise, what I am going to do is that I will create an array known as which I'll retrieve from roots of bus. So here my array will be 1, 2 and 3. If my stop, the stop which I am working with, that is 1, 2 and 3, is already present in bus stop visited hash set, then I'll continue. So 1 is already present, I will continue. Then I'll move to 2. 2 is not present, so I'll add it to the queue, and I'll also add it to the bus stop number visited. Similarly, I'll add 3 also to the queue and to bus stop number visited. When I'll be done with this, I'll add my bus number 0 to the bus number visited hash set. Okay, then the size will be decremented, so it will become 0. Since it is not greater than 0 right now, my level will increase and it will become 1. Okay, now the size of q is still greater than 0, right? So q dot size is now 3. Okay, so we have 3 over here. So for 3 I will again check. Now I have 2. For 2 I'll check whether it is the target. It is not the target, so I retrieve the array list. If this is already present in my hash set bus number, then I'll continue. So I continued. I remove 3 now. When I remove 3, I'll check whether it is my target. It is not equal to the target. But first I will work with bus number 1, right? The first thing which I work before doing this is working with bus number 0 and bus number 1. So for bus number 0, I've already worked. Now I need to work for bus number 1 also, right? So when I'm working with bus number 1, I will add 4 and 5 to the queue and then I will move on. Okay. Then my level will become 1 and after that I will work with all of these elements. So I have 2, I'll remove 2, I'll check for 2, my array list will be 0 and for 0 I will check, it is already present in the hash set, so I'll continue, check for 3, I have 0, 3. So for 3 I have not visited, so all the elements which are present on the third position or the third index will be added to the queue. So we have 6 and 7. Okay. After doing that, I will add my bus number 3 also to the visited list. Then I'll remove 4. So for 4, I have 1 which is already visited. For 5, I have 1 and 2. Since I have 1 and 2 over here, I will go and find out and put over here I had 8. Now I have over here I had 7 only. Here I'll put 8. Okay. Now my level will increase again. So I'm working with level number 2. So first I'll check for 6. Is 6 my target? No. So we'll find out its array list. Okay. So I have 3 over here. 3 is already visited. So I'll not work with it. Nothing I'm going to do. So if I won't do anything, I'll just move ahead. Okay. Then I'll go to 7. So when I come to 7, 7 is my target. Since 7 is my target, I will return the level which I am at and my level is 2. Okay, and we will be done with the program. So this is how we are working with bus routes and how we were able to find out the minimum number of buses which were required for me to go from the source which was 1 to the target which was 7. I hope you understood the question as well as the solution. So thank you for watching the video. We'll see each other the next time. Till then, please like, share and subscribe to the channel.